Oh, how's the bike?
Wrecked. Came in on the school bus.
Still off the road?
Yeah, I should have it back together again soon. You know, it's the first time in months I hadn't had anything hanging over me. Police aren't bringing any more charges. Dingles have had their pound of flesh.
I hope.
Yeah. All I ever wanted was a bit of peace and quiet. At least with my bike off the road, Mum can't nag me about that.
Fair enough. Sounds a bit boring, though.
I'll settle for boring right now. Sure beats getting your head kicked in. Coming?
We ought to get that fodder beat up soon. There's a few hard frosts on the way, I reckon.
I've already started that. Never risk wasting good feed.
It's good to have you around, Ned. Takes a few of the worries off my shoulders.
That's what I'm here for. Look, you might say it's none of my business, but I know Sarah's gone.
You're right. It's none of your business.
Fair enough.
I suppose it's all around the whole village by now, is it?
I wouldn't know. It's none of my business.
I'm sorry. I was biting Robert's head off this morning, too. The truth is, I just don't know what to do.
We're talking about it, help.
It could do. Couldn't make it any worse.
Lunchtime at the Woolpack. Pint and a chat, eh?
Best offer I've had all day. Only we'll make it halves, eh?
What the hell's done that?
I don't know. Best sort it out.
Yeah. Looks like some kind of animal. The beast.
What's up with you?
At this rate, I don't reckon there's going to be any shoot.
Oh, why's that?
Well, I thought I had a bargain with Seth. I'd turn a blind eye just as long as he took the odd bird now and then.
Well, that's fair enough, isn't it?
Yeah, if he'd stuck to his side. The rate he's taking him now, I reckon he'll acclate game farm by end of month.
Well, are you sure it's him?
Yeah, who else? There's only one gamekeeper turned poacher around here. And he's just reached the end of the line.
OK, next Tuesday at 10. Right, we'll see you then. Bye.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Chris. I didn't realise you had an appointment today.
Do I have to make an appointment to see you now?
The doctor.
Why would I want to see him?
Well, that's what people normally come to the surgery for.
They don't know what they're missing.
Keep your voice down. People will hear.
Then you better make it look official. Make me a prescription.
Behave yourself. The doctor could come in at any minute.
It's not my type. You don't have to worry about him.
Yes, I do. I'd like to keep my job.
Well, it's part of the job. You could call it therapy.
The doctor will see you now, Mrs. Holmes. Now, I think you better go before we become the talk of the village.
On one condition.
What?
You come to the Woolpack for a drink when you're finished?
As long as you behave yourself.
Oh, I will. Badly.
Chris.
Only joking. I'll, see you later.
Teachers.
No sweat. I just cleared my entire stock.
Me too. Gone time to divvy up.
I reckon we did pretty well.
This is just for starters. I can get loads more orders if you can get gear.
I can't take too much. I might start a notice.
We're sitting on a gold mine here, Scott.
All right, get some more tonight.
I wouldn't be drowning my sorrows if Kathy walked out on me. I'd be celebrating.
That's a terrible thing to say, Chris.
Why? This is the happiest I've been for months. She's probably just as happy to get me out from under her feet.
Hello, Chris. Wasn't expecting to see you here.
Chris popped into the surgery to collect a prescription, so we thought we'd come in here afterwards.
Yeah, the advantage of being a private patient. Don't get this sort of treatment on the National Health.
She knew you couldn't find a cure for Jack. I've just heard what's happened.
Well, that's one thing you can guarantee about this village. Bad news travels fast.
Yeah, John and me had a rough patch a while back. But one thing I learned is it's no use hoping it'll blow over. You've got to face it head on.
Go after it.
Well, sort things out while you're miles apart, I'll tell you. What's stopping your pride?
She says it's her or the farm. I want her, but that farm's my life, Ned. I'm born and bred to it.
You're talking to somebody who had to give his up, remember?
But you're still working on one. It's all we know, isn't it? Suppose I go along with what she wants. What would I do with the rest of my life?
There's not many jobs about, that's a fact.
Yeah, well, I can't see myself as a computer programmer or a door-to-door salesman.
Yeah, you're up against the same brick wall I was.
Yeah, would she be any happier living with a square peg trying to fit himself into a round hole?
There he is.
All right, if we give Scott a lift.
Aye, had a good day.
Yeah, brilliant.
Well, come on, get on then. Can't be long. We'll sort some things out with a certain senior citizen when we get back.
It's Dingles.
Back off, Dingle. You've had your revenge.
Revenge? He's still walking, isn't he? And our Ben's dead.
You know what happened?
Yeah, you killed him.
It was his heart. It could have gone at any time.
According to your dad's mate. Don't be stupid.
Look at this at all. Gotta summon all the stuff you can. Well, hurry up, Mrs. McAllister. Your son's already been involved with the police. I don't want them turning up outside my school.
I knew you'd stick your nose in, Glover.
Come on then, Butch. When you're ready.
It's teachers.
Thanks for all you're doing, you and Ned.
Oh, that's okay. I reckon you need all the help you can get at the moment.
Yeah. Robert seems to have decided it's all my fault.
Oh, he doesn't really mean it. He's upset too.
Yeah, but he's right. I'm not a lot of fun at the moment.
You'll be needing someone to look after him for a day or so if you go after Sarah. And you could come and stay at our house if you like. Well, I might always enjoy keeping him amused.
Well, thanks for the offer, Jan, but I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet.
I'm ready.
Look, I can come back and finish this later if you want.
No, you've done enough, Jan. I can manage, thanks. And then I'll get us some tea, eh? How does egg and chips sound?
Do I have to come back?
Of course you do. You live here. It's your home.
Is it?
Come on, that's enough. Come on, we haven't finished with you yet, McAllister. Or you, Glover.
Are you all right, Luke?
Yeah, we're fine.
Mrs. McAllister.
Let's get out of here before the cops arrive.
I told you not to call the police.
I didn't call them. Huh? The last thing I want is for Luke to be involved with them again.
This isn't about your son, Mrs. McAllister. It's about the good name of this school, and it's about time you learned where your priorities lie.
Are you blaming me?
Oh, we all know where the responsibility lies.
Yes, the Dingles. And I intend telling the police as much.
You will leave me to deal with the police. It's in the school's interest to play down this appalling incident. I mean, I shudder to think what the press might make of it.
That's all very well, but...
Look, this is my school, Mrs. McAllister. And I have to consider the interests of a lot of other mothers, sons and daughters, not just yours. Anyway, I'm not prepared to discuss this matter anymore now. I believe you're coming to the end of your first year at the school, yes? Well, in the light of what's happened, I think it might be a good idea if you came to my office tomorrow to discuss your future here. Excuse me?
Where the hell have you been?
I'm sorry I'm late. Roy needed to go down to surgery, so I walked down with him.
You've been fighting, the pair of you.
Well, it wasn't our fault.
We've heard all about the riot at school.
So we're taking Sarah Saxton's departure as a talk of the village?
Well, it wasn't exactly a riot.
That's not what we heard. You hurt?
No, I'm fine.
How many times have I told you not to get involved in this sort of thing?
We couldn't help it. I mean, it was going on all around us.
I thought we moved up here to get away from this sort of thing.
Kids always get into scraps, Viv. Always have, always will.
Oh, I see. So this is just a normal part of country life, is it? They should have a riot van permanently parked in the playground.
Let's just be thankful there's no real harm done. Scott's okay, it's the main thing, isn't it?
He was lucky. And if you ever do anything like this again...
I know, I'll stay out of it. That's a promise.
Good lad. Get us another box of fireworks through with the display, will you?
Right, Dad.
He's got to learn, Vic.
Yeah, all right, Viv, you made your point. Scott's a good boy. He knows right from wrong.
There you are, Eric.
Thank you very much.
That one's on me.
Oh, thank you.
Good.
Goodness me, David, what happened to your eye?
No, it was an accident.
You weren't involved in this riot at the Comprehensive, were you?
It wasn't a riot.
I don't know what's happening around here. Seems to be no respect for law and order anywhere.
Did you get that in riot?
There wasn't any riot. But I might start one if you don't do some explaining.
Eh?
Our pact was the odd bird. You're running wild up there.
Forget it, lad. When I make a bargain, I stick to it. I'm a man of honour, I am. Ask anybody in these parts.
Oh, no need to. You're the only poacher cunning enough to have snatched that lot from underneath me nose without me seeing.
Maybe. But there's other things like birds. It's up prowl again, I've seen all signs. And if you were half at countryman you make yourself out to be, you'd have noticed them and all.
What, beast?
That's what we're up against, lad.
I'm planning a visit to Bridale House on Thursday. Some wonderful collections, beautiful antique furniture and silverware.
Oh, it sounds fascinating.
Well, perhaps you'd like to join me then.
Oh, Eric, that would be lovely.
I don't believe it. How many times have I got to warn you?
It wasn't my fault.
Well, letting Roy get involved too, and that was really stupid.
God, it's only a scratch. I just got pushed over in scrum, that's all.
Well, you might not be so lucky next time.
Couldn't just stand by and watch Dingles have a go at Luke, could I?
Oh, we should never let the family get sucked into all this again. We are right back into the old feud.
It'll blow over.
Will it? Not if I know the Dingles. They're more likely to have another go at you. Or Roy, or Linda even. I mean, once they start, it never stops.
Yeah, well, if they do start, we'll be ready for them.
It's not a game, Roy. People can get hurt, really hurt. And if you even think about getting involved, you are going to be grounded for the rest of this year, and that's just for starters.
All right, OK.
Now get upstairs and get on with your homework.
Yes, ma'am.
I want an end to this fighting. I want to go and collect Robert and take him back to Emmerdale, and I don't want anybody getting up to anything while I'm gone.
You're only going to talk about Game Farm.
Well, I don't know what she does to Dingles. She terrifies me.
Well, we should send her after Beast.
Well, something's got to be done about that. He smashed one of the fences down on farm today.
Ah, there's many tried for years to catch it. Sol's too clever for him.
Hi, Frank.
Hi. Creating a culinary masterpiece?
Egg and chips for me and Robert. Want to join us?
Oh, I'll have to strictly off my diet sheet, though. Bad for the ticker. Any word from Sarah?
No. You've heard about it, then?
Yeah, I reckon the whole of the village does by now. But you'd expect that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I expect they've all been offering you their advice as well.
Yeah. Glover's have been pretty helpful.
Ah, good. Well, it's why I stopped, see? But you probably won't want my twopennyworth now.
Well, as a matter of fact, Frank, you're the one person I did want to talk to. Look, your work's always been your life. Now you've had to give it up, even if it's only temporary. Looks like I'm going to have to go through the same thing if I'm going to get Sarah back.
Oh, I just want a couple of brace of pheasants from Game Farm.
I'm in enough trouble with Kim already.
We've got to bait trap with Summit, unless you want to volunteer for the job you send.
No, thanks. I'll get you pheasant.
Well, Denton Caravan says it's going to be a fair size, whatever it is. We're going to try and take it alive, or what?
Aye. Hey, Zoo might give us a good price for it.
Show a bit of respect, lad. That creature's been roaming them moors for years. I'm not going to put it behind bars so folk can go and gawp at it. Kill or be killed, that's all it understands. And that's what you'll have to understand if we're really going after it. This could be an historic day if we succeed in our mission. We'll be talking about it in these parts for years to come.
Well, that's a great comfort, Seth.
Aye. There's many tried and failed.
Is this all deep enough yet?
Oh, now, lad. A squirrel could get out of that. Let alone Beast of Beckindale's son, you'll have to go a lot deeper.
What do you think you'd like to do some digging?
I'd like to. I mean, it's a team job. Everybody's got a part to play, but I've got to save me some for Lady Hunt. So when you've done that, bait it and cover it, like I showed you. Then you can get on with others. Only make sure they're exactly where I said.
Right.
And I'll come back later and check up that you've done it right.
Well, where are you going?
Ah, well, it's an historic day in more ways than one. I've got something important I've got to get settled. Come on, Samson.
Yeah, I was hoping to have another cup of tea.
Thought you was finished.
You're a bit early this morning, aren't you, Betty?
Things to do. Seth said he needs to have a talk with me.
Well, couldn't you do the sitting room first?
I like to get washing up out of way.
I'll do the washing up, you do the sitting room.
That's what you want. Oh, have you seen the local newspaper?
No, but I was hoping to.
They've got all about that riot at your school.
It was not a riot.
If you say so, Mrs. M, but that's not how it sounded to me. Or the newspapers.
I only hope the head's a bit more sympathetic than she is.
What time's he summoned you?
Wasn't sure if you were going to turn up.
Sorry I'm late. Took me a while to get Victoria settled.
I was hoping to see her. Look, she's my daughter too. I'm entitled.
She's being well looked after. So, you want to talk, Jack?
I'm not even going to ask what you're doing.
It's for Bob.
The Beast of Beckendale? Don't believe in all that nonsense, do you? I should have known Seth would be at the bottom of all this. Same as that spate of poaching up here.
Well, that's all finished now. I made a bargain. Everything will be back to normal.
Yeah, well, if he thinks it means I'll give him his job at the Heritage Farm back, he's got a nasty surprise coming.
The whole village is talking about you going.
Is that why you came after me? Because you were embarrassed about what people might think?
No, you got me all wrong. It's you I care about, Sarah, not them.
Is it?
You know it is. That's what I'm here for. I don't pretend to have all the answers, or that I can make things better overnight. I know we can sort it out, if only you'll give us a chance.
Can we?
Well, at least, let's talk about it.
Okay. I'm listening.
Not here. Come back to Emmerdale with me. It's your home. It's where you belong.
No, Jack. It's where you belong. You were the one that was brought up there. The one whose family's been there for generations. I've always been an outsider.
That's not true.
Isn't it? I always used to feel I had to ask permission to use my own kitchen when Annie was around.
It's not like that anymore. It's just you, me and the kids. Our family. That's all that matters. I know I've behaved stupidly, taken you for granted. But I also know that we've got a real chance to make a fresh start now, if only you'll let us. Look, I love you, Sarah. And I think you still love me. But that's the most important thing, isn't it?
Right. Well, firstly, let me say that I'm sure we both regret that this interview has to take place at all. But I think you'll agree that we should take the opportunity to clear the air on a number of matters now we're here.
What did you have in mind?
Well, I mean, you've been with us a year now, and, well, naturally, I expected it to take a while for you to settle in. I mean, your previous school was very different.
The syllabus was exactly the same.
Yes, indeed, but the attitudes in an inner-city school are not. I mean, I imagine you must have been quite used to the sort of incident that occurred outside this building yesterday.
That doesn't mean I was any less shocked by it. And I would remind you that it was caused by troublemakers from outside this school.
Perhaps, but it's the school that suffered from the publicity, isn't it?
That's been blown up out of all proportion.
Oh, yes, like the incident at the sports club between you and those young men.
Male strippers, actually. That was just a bit of innocent fun at a hen night.
Yes, which was also widely reported. I mean, yes, you may think that I'm being narrow-minded, provincial, but I can assure you that I am not. These are very difficult times for school funding, and this sort of thing makes my job much more difficult.
I'm sorry about that. Naturally, I'll do everything I can to help put that right.
Good. Then perhaps you'll consider finding another school for your son, Luke.
What?
Well, he's also been the cause of some unfortunate publicity. If he left, it would remove any future conflict of interest for you, and the troublemakers you referred to would have no reason to bother us anymore.
Luke's done nothing wrong. I won't have his education disrupted just so you can find a scapegoat for all this.
I see. Well, then perhaps we should both take some time to consider your own position at the school.
You wait, we can see inside.
Can't.
I'm so glad you could accompany me today.
Oh, no, Eric. I'm looking forward to your expert commentary.
Oh!
Why did you come after me, Jack?
I told you.
No. No, I don't mean now. I mean when we first met. Why didn't you go after another nice country girl who would have made you another nice farmer's wife? I'm sure Annie would have preferred it.
I don't live my life for her, you know.
Not always, maybe. So? Why?
Because I fancied you, I guess.
And that's it, is it? Just sex appeal? There's not much hope as I get older then, is there?
You still look pretty good to me. Oh, there was a lot more to it than that, Sarah. You were different. You had such energy, zest for life. I mean, you knew what you wanted and you went after it.
I'm still like that, Jack. It's just, I don't know what I want anymore. There is one thing I'm sure of, though. There has to be more than just the farm.
Yeah, I've got that message. How about you?
Eh?
What was it you saw in me?
Maybe I fancied you. A bit.
And that's it.
No. No, I always thought I could trust you more than most men I'd met. You were always honest, dependable, stubborn as a mule, of course, but at least you always stuck to your principles.
Never changed that much.
No, Jack. You haven't changed at all.
Do you want to eat here?
Don't really fancy anything on this menu.
Or should we go somewhere else?
I know the perfect place. It's called Mill Cottage.
I think you've got rather more than lunch on your mind.
Are you complaining?
Well, it's hardly very discreet.
Kathy's working at the stables all afternoon.
Well, at least we've worked out why we got together in the first place. And we were happy together, weren't we?
Yes. I don't see how that's going to help now.
Well, maybe it would if I could understand where it all went wrong. I mean, it seems to me it was when you were in the hospital with Victoria.
It was long before that. That just brought it all into perspective.
Well, it was a worrying time for both of us.
You had the farm. You've always got the farm. I quite envied you it then. You could just sink yourself into your work, take your mind off wondering whether Victoria was going to live or die.
I never stopped thinking about it.
I had to live with it 24 hours a day. I tried to find ways to shut out the pain. I read newspapers. I talked to anybody that would listen. Didn't work, of course. As she started to get better, I started to realise something. I saw that my world had shrunk down to you, the farm, and the kids, and that's all I ever thought about, all I knew. Whatever happened to that woman you fancied? The one that had such a zest for life? It seemed like there was nothing left of me anymore.
Well, then, we're going to have to do something to put it right.
I'll start to cook some lunch then, shall I?
Hey, we're not going to really bother with lunch. Not yet, are we?
Well, have you something else in mind?
Mm.
Is that you, Chris?
Yeah, and Rachel.
Yeah, I just thought I'd pop round to see Chris about the advice bureau at the surgery.
Oh, don't let me stop you. I wasn't feeling too well, so Kim sent me home early.
Well, I'll call round another time. I don't want to disturb you while you're ill.
No, it's nothing serious. Just a bugger think. Look, why don't you stay? We can all have lunch together.
I'm not very hungry.
You don't have to eat much. Chris is always hungry at this time, aren't you?
Yeah.
Unless you have something else already planned.
No, not really.
That won't be anything elaborate. We just get something out of the freezer and throw it in the oven.
Well, I'm sure I can see to that.
Well, I'm really pleased you came over, especially for Chris. I think he gets a bit bored with my company sometimes.
Come on, Seth. We don't want to keep him waiting.
No hurry.
What are you hanging back for? You're not scared, are you?
I'm not scared of beasts, no.
Well, what then?
I need to talk to you.
Is it important?
I think it is.
You best spit it out, then.
Right.
Well, come on, get on with it.
Well, there's neither of us getting any younger.
Could have worked that one out for myself.
And with this recent business, me back at Game Farm poaching and was in that caravan, well, it set me thinking.
What about?
Me life.
You're going to write your autobiography?
No.
Luke, Seth, you're right. We're not getting any younger. So could you please come to the point before one of us pops us clogs?
Will you make an honest man of me?
What?
Will you marry me, Betty?
Come on, Seth. Your mates are waiting.
But you ain't giving me an answer yet.
How could I? We're traditionalists in my family. You'll need to ask me father's permission first. Good luck with the aunt.
No, he's standing there gawping. We've got a beast to catch.
Oh, aye.
Oh, I was really thrilled when you organised the ramp at the Woolpack.
Well, anyone could have done it. Just needed thinking about.
Don't be so modest. You've always been good at organising things. That's why I'm pleased you and Chris have become good friends. It's got him thinking about other people a bit more. Giving him a new interest in life.
Well, I don't know that I can take the credit for that.
No, I think it's down to your influence. I know you've been busy working at the Woolpack and the surgery, but I'm really grateful for you taking Chris out and about. I think it's doing him the world of good.
That won't be too long. What have you two been chatting about?
Never you mind. Just girl talk, eh, Rachel?
Give me here, I'll show you how we used to work the market where I come from. OK, gents, this is your lucky day. Walk into any shop in Leeds, and this little lot will even give you change from a tenner. I'm not asking for that. I'm not even asking for £7.50. I'm not even asking for a £5. Look, £4 and they're yours.
I know, because they confiscated. Come back here, Glover. I think we should go and have a chat with the head. Don't you?
Have you seen anything?
No.
I'm beginning to think Kim's right. There's no such thing.
Someone hit our caravan and knocked our Roy over when I was out rabbiting.
If you did less talking and more looking, you might think different.
Well, have you seen something?
I know it's here. Look at this. He said that way and we're not far behind it.
Well, let's go after it then.
Slow down, son. Something's got to get straight here. We could come across it any minute. Nobody fires unless they've got a clear shot. If we wound it, it'll just get angry.
Right.
It's the beast or us.
This one.
Oh, aren't they beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
The workmanship. Oh, I'd love to buy one of those.
For an investment, certainly. It's a rare set. It's worth thousands.
Thousands?
Mm-hmm.
You really are an expert, aren't you, Eric? You ought to be on that antiques programme on the telly.
It's just a hobby, really. I do the odd valuation at work, but nothing on this scale.
I'm not trying to blackmail you into coming home, but he just doesn't understand what's going on. I've tried to explain it to him.
It's always the kids that get caught in the crossfire.
He loves you too, Sarah.
Oh, yes. Yes, I know. But what good's it going to do him if all he's got to look forward to is us bickering for the next years?
It won't be like that.
No, it won't, Jack. Because I won't let it be. You are right about one thing. I shouldn't have left without talking to Robert first. I've spent a long time trying to treat him as my own. He deserved better than that.
So, you'll come back to Emmerdale with me then?
To talk to Robert? Yes.
Just to talk to Robert? I know we can sort it, Sarah.
I'm not making any promises. But I'll give it a try.
Look at the size of it.
We finally collared the beast.
Who's gonna shoot it then?
I've got it. I've hit it. I ain't stopped it.
He's charging this way.
Oh, great, Dave, you got it.
Not me, Dad. It was Seth. I thought he was scared, same as us. He just threw himself to the floor and dropped it with one shot.
I'm over here.
What are you doing down there?
I fell in this stupid trap, didn't I? And my gun went off and all. It could have hurt somebody.
It did. You shot the beast. Our David thinks you're a hero.
Are you going to get me out of here, then?
I think a few snaps are in order to remember it all by.
You think of everything, don't you?
Say cheese.
Cheese.
Hey, Seth did. You should have seen it.
Oh, wish we had.
Hey, sorry, I couldn't pick you up at school. You all right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, fine.
It's no good. They're going to find out sooner or later. I don't think I'm going home.
We better hurry up and collect Victoria if we're going to catch the next train.
Yeah, OK, Jack.
Robert's with the Glovers today. Do you think I ought to phone them? Try and get him to the station to meet us?
No, we'll collect him on our way through.
Just can't wait to get the whole family back together again.
There are a few more bridges before we can say that.
Yeah, I know. But at least we've made a start. You know, sometimes that's the hardest part.
Fearless he was, when all around him were ready to turn and run. course, there were some that said he were too old. Past it. Well, he certainly proved them wrong. I expect Kim would like to pay for this lot, in gratitude for ridding the game farm of the beast. What?
It's all right, Betty. They're on me. Send them my congratulations.
It's nice to know there's still some gentlemen around.
You're going to have to give him his job back now. Local hero.
I know.
Are you making a speech then, Seth?
I'm not one for speeches.
Well, crowd will expect it. The man that saved him from the beast. Years of terror at an end. I mean, I know it was a lucky shot, but at least it was yours.
Right, lads. Now stop gloating over corpse and get these down you. Courtesy of Frank Tate.
Good old Frank.
Now, I'd like to propose a toast to the slayers of the beast.
Slayers of the beast. Cheers. Fancy that? Party and no one thought to invite us. Must be a relative of yours, Ned. I can see family likeness.
Looks more like Butch to me.
Leave it. Bit late to tell him that. He's already been poking his nose into our business. Attacked my boy outside the school.
We're going after Luke, Dad.
Who killed our Ben.
It was an accident.
It wasn't your fight, son.
I made it my fight.
Just like we're doing now. Thought we got rid of you lot once and for all when you lost your farm. Careless that, Ned. But you always were a loser.
It's over.
Oh, one lucky punch. If we put it to the test again, you wouldn't last more than 30 seconds.
You're right, Dad. He has lost his bottle.
I haven't.
David, I could do you with one arm behind me back, Sonny. Well, Ned? What's it gonna be?
It's finished, Zach.
Oh, no. He started it up again. Like he said. He made it his fight.
Just name the time and the place. I'll be there.
Not too tired, are you?
If I was tired, I'd go and lie down. I'm playing it by the book, Kim, so please don't fret over me.
I can't help it, can I?
By the way, it's Chris and Kathy's wedding anniversary. Perhaps we can organise a fireworks party.
That'd be nice. Have you given any more thought about this lunch party?
They're hunting people, Kim, and that's your department.
They're people, the same as any other people, and that's our department. You may be against hunting with them, but you're not against eating at the same table, are you?
How can anyone enjoy eating with them when all they want to talk about is how many fox cubs they've killed through the day? I think the whole business is barbaric.
You're just the same as those people who are quite happy to buy their meat and veg off the supermarket shelves at a reasonable price, but object to the realities of how it gets there.
I know. And I know you could convince me that fox hunting is for the benefit of the foxes, given the time.
So I'll take that as the go-ahead, shall I?
Yeah, I suppose so. As long as there's no weird country traditions enacted with foxes' entrails blooding kids or whatever.
I'll see you later. Bye, Nick.
Yeah, bye, kid.
How can anyone so feminine have such a bloodthirsty streak in them?
Fox hunting.
Yeah, Kim's planning the ritual killing of fox cubs. And then a luncheon party afterwards. I think the whole thing's so brutal.
Yeah, but if it has to be done, perhaps the only way they can cope with doing it is by making a party of it afterwards.
By the way, has Seth admitted to being the poacher yet?
Has hell frozen over?
Oh, hi, son. Can you pass me that bowl, please?
Good job I came home when I did. You'd been stuck up there all day.
Yeah, well, if Dad has his way, it won't be home for long.
Why's that?
He wants us to leave. He wants us to run away from the Dingles.
Jess, it isn't like that.
But we're not being chased away by the likes of the Dingles.
Now, don't you start with the high noon stuff.
If they want to fight, they can have it.
Don't be silly. We're definitely moving away now.
I'm not being silly, and I'm not running either.
Good for you, young man. Stand up to 'em. They're cowards, the lot of 'em.
Betty, I'll thank you not to encourage him in this stupidity.
It's stupid to even think of moving.
Yeah, well, we'll discuss it all later, all right?
Right, I'll leave you to it then.
Thank you, Betty.
Oh, and as we seem to be having an open discussion, there's something I think I should share with you. I feel it's only right that you should be amongst the first to know that, subject to my dad's approval, I shall be known soon as Mrs. Seth Armstrong.
Well, congratulations, Betty.
Thank you.
Subject to your dad's approval?
Yeah, he's coming over from Filey to give Seth the once-over. Oh, I haven't given Seth my answer as yet, by the way.
When are you going to tell him?
Shortly. So, you can forget all this nonsense about moving. I may need you to give me away, Doctor, if my dad isn't feeling up to it. Well, don't stand there with your mouths open. Anybody'd think a woman had never announced her engagement before.
Do you think Ned Glover will fight as that Dingle?
I think it's barbaric.
Dingles give barbarians a bad name. In fact, they give human race a bad name.
If they do fight, who do you reckon would win?
Nick, you sound like you're looking forward to this.
Well, I suppose I am in a way.
That's terrible. I mean, it's not as if it's proper boxing with gloves on and that.
Bare knuckles, more civilised than boxing.
How'd you work that one out?
Well, just think about it. A man punching with his bare fist will break his hand before he does brain damage to his opponent. With gloves on, he can punch all day, brains knocked all over the place.
We should all be banned.
It's human nature, love. There's no containing it.
The Dingles will never be civilised.
You're right there. That Dingle moved into a new house. And first thing they did, they took all floorboards up in the living room and put grass down, just so his dogs could live indoors. It's true, I tell you. A brand new house. That's Dingle mentality.
That's a good one, Seth, even for you.
They had grass growing in the living room.
As true as I'm sitting here.
As true as you're riding a bike, more like.
So what happened to him?
Well, council turfed him out the end.
Oh.
Seth Armstrong! I thought you were meeting me outside work.
Oh, it's Nick's fault, Betty. He kept Seth talking.
Oh, thanks very much, sis.
Oh, it's all right, Nick. Don't worry. I know he doesn't need much of an excuse to stay in here. I don't suppose there's much hope of him changing after we're married, either.
No, I'm an hopeless case.
I don't think he heard you.
Makes you wonder why I'm bothering, doesn't it? It can only get worse.
What are you talking about?
I said after we're married. That's if I haven't died of thirst.
You mean...
Yes. I'll have a medium sherry.
I'm going to be wed then?
Yes, subject to my dad's approval and a few other bits and pieces.
Did you say your dad's approval?
Yes. I don't know why everybody's so surprised when I say that. It was the same at the McAllisters. Oh, I've asked them to have a drink with us here. Now you're my fiancé, if that's all right with you.
Aye, Gran, get her a drink, Kathy.
Seth, get everybody a drink.
Oh, steady on, Seth. Sit down.
It's all right. He'll live. Sit yourself down. With things to discuss, I'm paying.
Ooh, that were a close one, eh?
Too close for comfort. Buy everybody a drink. Is that what she said?
Hey, never mind. It's over with now, Seth.
Ah, afternoon. You got any fireworks, me?
Oh, yes. But are you old enough to purchase them, young man?
Unfortunately, I qualified several times over. I'm sorting out a bit of a display for Chris and Kathy's wedding anniversary.
Got married on bonfire night, did they?
Yeah.
It's been fireworks ever since, eh?
Yeah, something like that. So I'm wondering if you've got any of the more spectacular ones.
No, not really. But I know a man who has. Look, shall I get your catalogue or something?
Yeah, that'll be a big help. In fact, I'm looking for someone to set them off. You wouldn't know anyone, would you?
What about me? I could do it for you.
Would you mind?
No, I love them, mate. They're great fun, as long as they're properly supervised.
Which they will be.
Which they will be. Good reckon we haven't sold very many, but there's a fair few gone, so we can't be doing too bad. Look, I'll get you that catalogue in a couple of days. How's about that?
Terrific. Thanks, Vic.
No problem, Frank.
See you.
Frank?
Frank?
It'll be worth the trip if you're going over to the Woolpack.
Why is that?
Betty and Seth have announced their engagement. Party time.
Good, I'll call in when I've done my shopping.
Oh, have one for me?
You into orange juice, are you?
Oh, maybe not.
It's amazing, isn't it? He's got more money than he knows what to do, and he can't even enjoy a drink.
Well, maybe not, but there's a hell of a lot he is enjoying, though, isn't there?
Do you have any drawing pins?
Why, you gonna stick up a few pin-ups, are you?
Yeah, something like that.
Cheers. Don't look so depressed, Nick. You're going to spoil the engagement party.
I suppose I am depressed.
Why, what's up with you?
I don't know. What am I doing? Where am I going, Kathy? I know it sounds stupid, but I think I'm missing having to fight over Alice.
When you say that was terrible for you.
Yeah, I know, but it gave me something to do, something to get up for. Do you know, I hate this time of year with these long nights and dark days.
Oh, shut up, Nick. You're depressing me now. What you need is a girlfriend. Well, it's true. You'd be lucky to find one in here. Get yourself out and about.
Yeah, look, I will, in my own time.
Yeah, we should be never knowing you. Look, it's my wedding anniversary, November the 5th. One fine night, fireworks. Quite apt, really. I'll fix up a foursome for us.
Oh, no, Kathy, I don't fancy a night out with Chris.
Who said anything about taking him along?
Right, that's that sorted then. Only 2 or 3 more things to go.
You are being very cold and methodical about this, Betty, if I may say so.
Yes, well, I have it to do, Seth. Think of this as a rehearsal for when my dad interviews you.
Interviews me? Am I going to be your husband? Am I going to be working for your father?
Yes. Well, perhaps interview is a bit too formal a word. But me dad likes everything to be right and proper. He's a bit like me. Now, next item on the agenda is Samson the Wonder Horse.
Ah, I wondered when you were going to get round to him.
Yes, well, that horse is the reason that me and Wally split up. It's either me or the horse, I said. And I ended up in Filey.
I've listened to everything you've said and you've had your own way. As far as Samson's concerned, I want no ultimatums. That horse means a lot to me, and if you respect my wishes, you'll not be laying low down to me like you did to your Wally.
Well said, Seth Armstrong. You know, deep down when I said that to Wally, I think I was hoping he'd choose the horse. I wanted an excuse to leave him. Oh, Seth. I wish I'd have chosen you all them years ago.
Ah, well, better late than never. We've still got time to make it up.
We have that, lad.
If you're still in business, I have a proposition for you. It's Eric. Eric Pop. Yeah. Yes, it is a long time. Well, I was, but I have. But I'm coming out of retirement for this one. It's rather lucrative. Don't you worry, I can still manage it. Same terms as always, eh? Okay.
Right, can a man have a bit of peace now, eh?
Well, now you set my mind at rest. You can have anything. Thanks, love.
My pleasure, my darling. Oh.
Hey, what's up with you?
Nothing. What's happened? What's happened? It's nothing, right, Roy?
What's happened, Roy?
It's nothing.
Roy?
We were down at Heritage Farm, we came across Zach Dingle and some of his lads.
Has he laid a finger on you?
No, not really.
Roy?
Oh, filthy, Dad. Kept him saying what he wanted to do with her. Bad things and that.
Right, that's it, Jan. It's got to be done. I am not having that scum taken out of my kids, right?
No, don't.
Chris?
And you were the only boy. Nothing else would matter in the world today. We could go on loving in the same old way.
Hello, Frank. You heard the good news then?
Yes, I just thought I'd toast a happy couple with a large orange juice. I've just come from the cottage. There was nobody in.
Chris said he was going over to a bookshop in Houghton.
Oh.